setting goals and achieving them. I think that's fighting as well. I would believe.
Absolutely. I mean, that's especially when you have an opponent. That's the goal, and you have a new opponent every few months or whatever. You have a new goal, and even when you don't have that opponent, there are skill sets. The best guys, anyway. You remember this. When you know where you're at, then you know what you need to do to get better. You know the holes that are in your game. These are the guys that evolve it. These are the guys that become champions or ranked fighters. In
Which
the
is
UFC.
why you learn more from losing than you do from winning. It's the same in acting. I mean, I walk off. I've had bad performances. I've had ones that I'm okay with. Never anything that I've been like, that's the one. But I learn way more for the ones where I analyze it after and go, So for me, especially being a tremendous MMA fan since my whole life, it's like I watch guys like Conor take the loss to Nate.
Yeah.
Why did that loss did not nearly affect him like Ronda's loss affected her? Right. Well, why is that? It actually made him, I think, more popular and a better fighter.
Well, the thing that you have to give him full credit, whether you're a fan of Conor McGregor or not, the thing you have to give him full respect for is the fact that he wanted that fight again immediately at the same weight, and he just got choked. He had to say uncle in front of everybody. He's a proud dude. So for him to step back in there, and if that would have happened again, it would have been devastating for him.
I think so,
So for him to put himself back in the line of fire like that is something to be said.
But that's what you want as a fighter, especially when you've been stopped, when you've been taken out of your element and made to quit.
Yeah.
Then you want that challenge again because it's like, no, I'm supposed to be better than that.
I'm so happy you didn't follow up after that uppercut. I'm sorry. We fought.
Why do we have to go back to that?
I just like to break his balls. We fought in 2001, and he dropped me with an uppercut. And I always break his balls because I was known for my jiu-jitsu, and he got right on top of me, and he jumped out because he thought maybe I was going to get him in something. I had birds around my head. I ended up getting up and winning a decision, but I like that.
We've been talking about this for 30 minutes now, Theo. And
I like to break his balls.
You want to fight again, Matt?
No, I don't. Listen to me. I will never give you a rematch. I have that win.
That's it. That's it. You can't go back in.
He's a buddy. I like to break his chops.
You're supposed to. But when I see with that, with like the way people like handle their loss, that kind of to me that's everything about life. That's what's kind of what I'm watching now in the fight game is watching the way people like the way Dom, I've known Dom forever. The way Dom with Garbrandt, with
Dominic
Cruz, the way that's kind of going, and then it's interesting right now. I think fighting, as crazy as it sounds, I know everybody's like, oh, there's no superstars, and it's all this and it's all that. It's like I think it's better than it's ever been because it's wide open right now.
I agree, and I think there is superstars. I think there's people that put on performances that are amazing. But it's funny you said that because the great Ray Longo, my trainer, he often says, he goes, the cage is the truth. Like the ring is the truth. Like there's certain guys that how they act in there, taking cheap shots, doing this, doing that, or it's how it just is like a projection of how they are in life.
In reality, in real life. And
it is crazy.
You get to, especially as a fighter, in the gym, in a fight itself, you can see a guy and you can know exactly who he is. Like you said about Conor, the fact that he took that loss and wanted to get back out there, you see, that tells me who that guy is. Yeah. You can take all the talk and all the
at that weight class too.
At the same weight. It's like, let's do that again the same way we did it the first time.
He's not saying let's go lower, let's go this. And I think that listen, from all the guys I know, all the guys, and I've been friends with Uriah and all those guys for a long time. Who they are usually outside of it is usually what you're seeing. Inside, from what I've seen as a fan looking, and as a friend. But at the same time, it's kind of changed a lot because what people are starting to see is, if I'm more verbose and loud, if I'm this, I might get more money. I might get more recognition. And you're watching people maybe become who they're not.
That's a good point. But it either works or it doesn't. You either have that it factor or you don't.
That's true.
And that's a rough thing because you can't. Yeah, there you go. A lot of people can't. And no matter how loud they get, it's not going to be the same as Conor doing it. There's certain people that just stand out. Ronda, they could say, oh, she's not a good sport or she's this or she's that. Hey, man, she had that it factor. She still does. Yeah. I mean,
but she's always been like that. Yeah, she didn't change who she was. Exactly. She walked to the ring that way. That was her entrance. This is who she was. That's who she was in interviews. She didn't change who she was. It just got exposed by a better fighter, and then everybody went, oh, but this is wrong and that's wrong. It's like, but she's always been like that. You can't knock her. You didn't knock her when she was winning all the time like that.
Exactly. Yeah.
So that's the big difference. So, but again, I think it's the most interesting time in every division right now.
And you still watch?
As much as I can. If my son, I watch every single one.
Yeah, no, it's rough when your kid's that small.
I just missed the only 2 events I've probably missed recently. When I say I miss it, he might be in my arms. I didn't see it live. I'm on Sportacular. I'm on the UFC app, like literally watching Korean Zombie. Oh, he just came. He just won. Okay, that's great. Or, BJ. Oh, okay, I didn't want to see that. And it's like stuff like that. So, but yeah, I watch every single event. I'm excited for what's going on right now. I'm excited to see what happens in the heavyweight division right now.
It's funny. A fight that I don't know if you're familiar with. The champ, Stipe. Right?
Of course.
Yeah.
One of my, I've known him. I met him when Chris won, when Weidman won. I don't know. I think they're in the same camp, or they were friends.
Very friendly.
Yeah, very friendly. Yeah. So that was the first time I met Stipe. I knew he was lethal with his hands from.
Yeah, he's a dangerous dude, man.
Especially in heavyweight
JDS. But I love JDS.
I love Junior.
Yeah, he's fighting.
I love him.
Junior DeSantos
Throws kicks like a lightweight.
On May 13th.
Yeah,
it's going to be in Dallas, Texas. That's wild, man. That's a wild fight.
It is, because you look what JDS has been through in the last couple of years and everything that he's been through, that if he wins, like he was great when he was the champ. He's like a great champ and he's that guy. But again, how long do you sleep on Stipe? He keeps knocking people out.
He has a diverse skill set at heavyweight also, though. I mean, there's not a lot of heavyweight grapplers, but his wrestling, that counteracts guys like Verdum and those guys there. But his striking is really on point, and that wrestling skill, that wrestling set that he has, that's the biggest, most important part, I think, to MMA.
And he looks so much smaller. He looks smaller than everybody.
He looks like a 220 pounder.
That's what I'm saying.
Well, I mean, I believe this one's going to be decided on its feet. I can't see these guys looking to take each other down. And not to mention,
JDS is hard to take down.
And he doesn't look to, excuse me, to really put his opponents down.
Yeah.
He likes to.
With his hands.
I mean, dude, the guy took out Mark Hunt on his feet. That gives you some confidence.
His kicks are crazy too.
Man. No. Listen, he's a dangerous dude. That's a great matchup. That's a fantastic matchup.
I was wondering if that was going to be the matchup, because there was other ones that they could have set, but it's a great fight. No. I'm a huge Kane fan. Kane's my son's named Kane, Kane. Yeah, I'm a big Cain Velasquez fan.
Oh man,
that's a fight that I'm really excited to see one day. Kane and Stipe.
Well, I was so happy. I remember he was just recently he was supposed to fight Verdum again, and I was really looking forward to that. Did you see that fight? Verdum versus Kane. And it was painful for you. Are you that much?
No, I mean Kane, that whole high altitude thing, and I mean. No. He's Kane I think is one of those guys, I almost say it like John Jones. It's like he won't get beat unless something happens. Like him as a fighter, like he's gonna beat himself. Yeah. Somehow I've always felt that way. I've thought he's had.
Let me listen. There's talk about the altitude because we never saw Kane breathing heavy ever.
Never.
That was what his biggest.
He was known for his tank before anything.
But I will say that as far as matchup goes, stylistically. Verdum's now Kane is a worse matchup because for probably the rest of the whole division, but Verdum I feel is the worst matchup for Kane, if that makes sense to you. Because Verdum is good at neutralizing his strikes. He showed that he could stand up with him and that he could actually take his punch. But the biggest thing with Kane is that he has volume. Is if it's not working standing up, he'll burn these big guys down because he'll get them down. Yep. Verdum doesn't give a crap about getting taken down. You're going to put him down, he'll fight it off a little bit and then just go down. Where when he's on his back, he's like a 135-pound jiu-jitsu guy.
How much still defending?
Yeah, and how much do you think that has to do with his camp and like him training with DC and like how much does that have to do with that? Because his wrestling skills and like getting taken down and his like he doesn't ever get taken down. Right?
Kane,
Kane never gets.
Maybe in the gym.
Yeah, how much did it have to do with who you're training with?
Well, I believe the thing is I think Verdum's a hard guy to train for as far as. With his style, because big guys don't move like that on their back.
Yeah, and it's very hard to get someone that size to bring someone in the gym that could mimic that.
Even if they could do it standing up, he's so good on his back for a big guy. Probably like a guy his size, I can't really think of somebody else that moves quite like him on his back. I mean, he really moves like a little guy. I mean, look at the guys he finished off down there. notably is Fedor. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
He's dangerous down there. And the fact that he's so comfortable down there takes away one of Kane's most dangerous tools. Is just getting guys down and working them over. Even guys that are good in jiu-jitsu, like Bigfoot.
Yeah.
He'd get him down and just start beating him up from half guard. Can't do that. He can't do that with Verdum.
It's
so
different.
that's why I was so interested in seeing that fight again. I was so bummed out when it got...
This is still going to be a pretty... Like I said, I think with the heavyweight division, it's kind of wide open right now.